Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you very much for listening to this YouTube channel. So today it's the last trading day before our national election on Monday. Uh, you know, we just followed what happened to the US last night. It's a sharp drop. No, our index uh, closed lower today. No, so our index closed lower today, down 109.02 or down 1.59% to close at 6,759.90. Value turnover is still below the year-to-date average, but still uh, medyo malaki na rin no? Quite high, 5.9 billion, no? It looks like there's a panic selling sa market, no? Buong board na yan no? So let's see, no? There's a lot of uncertainty, no? Sinamahan mo pa ng national election, then risk off, no? Because of that plunge overnight sa US, no? So US stocks also fell sharply. Uh, so they're recording some worst single day drop since 2020 and erasing the previous session's gain as investors continue to weigh on the Fed's move. No? Then there's also some risk of high inflation and the threat of an economic slowdown. No? So local investors are reducing some risk and staying on the sidelines as we hold our national election on Monday. No? So if you notice, some of the uh, most active stocks right now are those involved in some of her candidates, no? Si Webb, like what I said nga, it's the closest company related to Bongbong Marcos, no? It is owned by Greggy Araneta, his brother-in-law, no? So anyway, let's discuss more about it later, no? So welcome to another lecture session, no? So this is just a hobby that I started, no? I'll be busy starting next week, so let's see what's 30 minutes to an hour of my uh, time, no, of my day, no. Let's continue growing this channel, no. Please follow PSC Stock Tips Daily on Facebook and Chinoy Diary, no. uh, I plan to put all my travel videos in this channel, but I really need to grow the number first, no. So please continue supporting this, no. If you have any questions, feel free to post them, no. So there, let's discuss about the market, no. So let me know what you think about the national election, no. Daming ano na yan, parang dami na nag-aaway-aaway. Sana matapos na yan, no. At the end of the day, uh, we need to choose a leader that's pro Philippines, no. Yun, no. So let's avoid the cancel culture, no? Di ba, dami na nag-unfriend sa mga social media. Anyway, PLDT, no? They announced that their first quarter earnings is up 56% year on year to around 9.1 billion, no? So the outperformance came from the lower than expected other charges, no? Or brought about by the asset sale gains and other items such as the forex transactions, no. So there, no, it's one of the stocks na who's performing well despite the sell off, no. You can check, it's quite near sa 52-week high niya. PLDT, Globe, and even ICT, no. China back, no, after declaring 1 peso and 50 centavos cash dividend, it's a new 52-week high, no? On a Friday. No? Diba? Sayang, no? China Bank is not an index stock. There's no liquidity, but of course, we like China Bank, no? Compared to other banks there, no? Uh, it's owned by the SM Group na eh, no? You need to compare it with PNB, East West, Bank of Commerce, ang daming listed banks there eh. But uh, it's a proxy play sa SM Group eh, no? SM Banking Sector Group, no? I would be surprised if there's a merger play here. But of course, not anytime soon. Uh, no? That's how you grow a business eh. That's how you grow a bank, no? Aside from performing well, you need to acquire other banks out there, no? And they're religiously paying hefty dividends, no? For a bank, ah. Normally, if you check the cash dividends of BDO, it's just around less than 1%, no? But for China Bank, they're consistent, no? Anyway, ICT, no, which is one of the best index stocks out there, no. They reported first quarter profits of around $131.1 million, which is up 78% year on year, or up 34% quarter on quarter, no. So anyway, volumes were in line, no, with the beat coming from the higher than expected yields, no, and a favorable container mix across its port, resulting in a lower than expected government share in port revenues, no? While volume grew only 5% year on year, the gross revenues expanded around 21% year on year, no? So as TU yields outpace expectations, no? Also in America, no, the volume declined 5% year on year as there's a trade issue between Ecuador, Brazil, and the Baltic region, uh, which composed of Russia and Ukraine, no? So nevertheless, uh, this was more than offset by an increase in America's regional yield, no? So like what I said nga, no, this is a proxy play to a global reopening play, no? Despite the pandemic, no, the world is reopening. There might be some slowdown because of the ongoing crisis, ongoing war in Ukraine. But yun na rin yung sinabi ni Enrique Razon, no? That there's some effect to that, but the market doesn't care. No? It's also one of the best performing index stocks out there. Most of the funds have ICT in their portfolio. This is also the reason why every time it drops, no, there's someone buying it, supporting the price. Kaya talagang, no, it's having a hard time going down to 200 or even, di ba? Globe, no? Globe's first quarter net income increased to around 13.7 billion, which is up 86% year on year, no? So aside from this earnings, so we should digest saan galing yung earnings ngayon. So the earnings, no, include a one-time gain book during the quarter from the sale of its data center business, no, which is around 10.5 billion, no. So if you remove this one-time sale, the core income would have amounted to around 5.1 billion, which is actually down 31% year on year, no. So in a news today, no, they also announced that they have no plans of doing an IPO for their fintech arm or fintech business GCash, no. Like what I said, uh, they don't need the cash right now, no, and because of volatility in the market, there's no appetite for a big IPO like that. If ever they will list, no, it's not cheap and there's no rush. The public wants them to do an IPO, but why will they do an IPO? Because everyone wants it, no. Years before the pandemic, no, no one uh, no one is using GCash, no. It was only that it was only during the pandemic that it accelerated the growth, no? GCash has been with us since early 2000, no? Started as a sari-sari store, uh, sari-sari store application, eh, no? And I think in 2011 lang nag-started yung app, and it was only because of the pandemic. And it's definitely one of the stocks na got famous during the pandemic, no? Because uh, definitely it's a platform, no? It also contributed some subscribers to Isabong, which Duterte uh, halted the operations the other day, no? Kaya nga umaakyat si Web, no? People are speculating that the government is also looking for other revenue driver, no? Of course, if you cancel one cash cow, you need to find another cash cow. Same same with Hueteng before, no? So there's no clarity here, no? So what's the process here? If we di ba? Sabong has been with us since the early days, and because of the pandemic, naging ano lang siya, electronic sabong, no? Or cockfighting, no? So it's easier to place bets because of this e-wallets, GCash, PayMaya, no? Just imagine even a minor can place a bet, no? So you just need to get the account of your parents, no? Ganun ka, and ito, dami na sirang buhay dyan, no? So anyway, no, the GCash is also planning to offer a savings account in partnership with CIMB, no? And it will offer the highest rate at 7%. I think the market rate right now is 6%, no? For Tonic, for Maya Bank of PLDT. So they will launch a 7% savings rate for new customers, no? New clients, no? So let's monitor that, no? So DDMPR, no, finally announced a cash dividend, no? So their full year 2021 earnings jumped around 41% to around 7.17 billion from around 5.09 billion last year. So please note that this does not reflect the core operations of the company, as these include uh, unrealized fair value gains from its assets, no? Accounting magic. It's allowed, but that's how accountants trick, no? Or at least improve the balance sheet, no? So there's what we call fair value gains, no? So please note that there's limited information, eh, no? They only disclose less talk, less mistake, no? So yun, limited information. They only provided limited information. So, but the company reported a 14% increase in rental, no? Rental income to around 2.18 billion, no? Which is due to better rental rates and occupancy, no? Full year 2021 earnings totaled to around 0.1037 centavos per share, no? Which is uh, actually 9% lower than the 0.11 40 projections in its prospectus, no? Of course, you can see that they also changed the net asset value na to around 2 something, no? Double Dragon is known for that, no? To improve, no, their balance sheet, no? DNL, no? DNL's earnings is up 12% year on year to around 780 million, no? So it's being managed by Alvin Lau, no? Earnings were driven by strong top line growth, which is up 43% year on year, no? And uh, the exports, no, which is around 34% of the revenues, delivered robust performance, no? Strong performance, growing around 45% respectively, no? So there, no? margins also improve on a sequential basis by around 200 bips, 230 bips, no? As the company managed to gradual pass on the effects of higher prices of raw materials to their customers, no? This is one of the stocks now, one of the companies that they can do that, no? If they get higher raw materials, no? Such as yung mga, imagine higher commodities, higher wheat prices. They have a pass-through provision, eh. Pinapasa lang sa customers yan, no? Anyway, no, if you check the average PE niya for the past 5 years, it's around 27 times, and it's trading at a significant discount right now. But like what I said, no, I'm monitoring this. It's just because the market isn't really going anywhere, so there's no rush uh, buying in this kind of market. But uh, during a bull market, no, these companies which have strong fundamentals, they're the first to move, no? We're talking about Metrobank, AP, DNL. Basta may laman, ah. Yung there's a good story to that, no? Let's choose wisely, no? San Miguel, no? Their net income is up 3% to around 13.9 billion as revenue jump, no? So revenues is up 57% to around 316.8 billion, while consolidated income from operations is up 25% to 40.1 billion, no? So this is because of strong volume growth and better selling prices across their businesses, no? So after the elections, we will see two IPOs, no? So SEC already approved the IPO of Vista Rate, no, which will be raising up to 9.2 billion pesos, no? Uh, or around 2 pesos and 50 centavos per share, no? Of course, it's owned by Villar, no? I have a very long history with the Villar Group, no? If you've been in the market for the past 20 years, you should be aware of Vista Land, the Camela and Palmera bonds, which were defaulted, no? Which got defaulted. You can check the internet for that, no? It's a big issue that time because it was Manny Villar was the Speaker of the House when it got defaulted, and the investment bankers tried restructuring some deals to no avail, no? Even there's a white knight, no, who tried to save his company. And, the white knight is actually Ayala, but eventually uh, there's wala nangyari, no deal. In the end, uh, it was restructured, renamed, no? So it's the same assets, eh. It's now Vistaland, if you don't know, no? So anyway, there's some people who gets rich by building a company, and there's, di ba? There's people na generous to shareholders, no? So this one, it looks like na, but I'll be discussing this in another video, no? So from the looks, no, talagang he's raising fund, he's cashing out, no? Of course, no. Same with Medic. That's why investors are allergic with the Villar Group, no. This is also the reason why no one wants them, no. Of course, no. There's a there's some risk involved, no. Imagine he built an empire, no, because of government contracts, no. When he ran for president last 2020, no, there are some allegations that uh, roads are being built, no, across his properties. Of course, uh, that that move, no, will increase the value of the properties involved, no. Imagine if you bought the land at a much cheaper price, agricultural land, eh. You develop it into uh, condominium or low cost housing, no. Then you use your power to build land, eh, no, to build roads, no. So talaga tataas yan basta may daanan ka ng, minsan nga if you check the map, no, uh, bakit umiikot pa, no? Pwede naman straight line, na talagang sinadya yung property niya, no? So those are the allegations there, no? And right now, no, the latest issue, no, the franchise of ABS-CBN was awarded to him, no? Why will he buy ABS-CBN if he can get the most prized asset of ABS, no? Its frequency. So right now, ABS-CBN has already moved on from that issue. They're now busy building content, no? At least they can focus on what they are good at, no? So let's monitor ABS-CBN, no? If Lenny wins, let's monitor this. If Bongbong wins, no, it looks like another 6 years of agony, no? But most of their talents are already has already moved to another network, so wala na natira, no? Si Kim Chu na lang and Vice Ganda, no? Which is a big supporter of Lenny Robredo. If you don't know, no, inflation, no, last April is at 4.9%, no. So we already discussed that the other day, but uh, it's a 3-year high, no. So it surged to an annual 4.9% last month, no, which is highest in more than 3 years, no, because of higher food and energy prices, no. So of course, this could bolster the case for BSP to tighten monetary policy earlier than expected, no. So consumer price, no, rose to a 40-month high, no. No? So last March is just around 4% because of that war in Russia and Ukraine, no. Despite being despite being far from that war, we're affected because of higher oil prices. Yun yung sinasabi ko eh. It's already a blessing that we're not involved in that war, pero we're affected, no, because of higher oil prices, no. Pero mo, last March it's already 4%, right? April is now 4.9%, which is above the 4.5% consensus, no. So I hope, no, we could contain this high inflation, because the longer the war, no, the higher the risk for us that it could lead to stagflation. Stagflation is when there's not enough growth for our economy, no? Wherein we report high inflation tapos hindi sumasabay yung economy natin, no? Anyway, no, this 4.9% is the quickest, also the highest since the 5.2% we reported last December 2018, no? So housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels is up 6.9% last month from 6.2%, no? So anyway, this figure, no, brought the year-to-date inflation to around 3.7%, no, with this expected to remain elevated, no, because war is still ongoing, no. So anyway, no, BSP has pegged, or at least put a 4.3% forecast for the year, no. So BSP also indicated that they may start raising policy rate as early as June, no. Of course, this is a symbolic move, no, and the market, no, or at least the monetary policy is aware of the situation. Anyway, no, BSP has also to take consideration the peso, no. So as we're encountering some capital flows, no, away from the markets with lower real interest rates, no. Of course, no, increasing policy rates will be positive for banks, no, coupled with the pick up in household lending as seen in the March data. But this is also why I'm monitoring Metro Bank, no, the top three banks, no, Metro Bank, PPI, and BDO. No. Anyway, no, other than that, what else? It's almost election on Monday. Choose our leaders wisely, no. So if you don't know, our national government debt, no, our outstanding debt, uh, hits a record of around 12.68 trillion as of end of March, no? Grabe, no? The domestic and offshore borrowing increase, no, as reported by the Bureau of Treasury, no. So our outstanding debt jumped 17.73% from around 10.7 trillion last year, no. So anyway, no, out of the 70% of the debt portfolio, no, were from domestic lenders and the rest from foreign sources, no. Why is this important, no? Of course, there's no panic button yet here, no. Even uh, developed markets are also borrowing money, but we really need to use these borrowings wisely. We need to peg this with our GDP. Right now, I think it's around 60 something percent, 62, 63, no? Debt to GDP ratio. Once we hit 70%, the cost of borrowing will be much higher. No? Just imagine if BBM wins. I'm not really sure if the other countries will, or even the World Bank, no? ADB, yung mga ganun, no? Will lend us money. Just imagine, his father stole money from us, then we will elect someone, no? Di ba? And there's no assurance that we will pay them, no? And there's some news or at least some articles na mentioning na he's a spoiled brat, no? So just imagine, no? He didn't even graduate, no? And he has tax evasion issues, no? Those are red flags, no? We're the ones religiously paying our taxes, no? Tapos we're electing someone who's not paying his taxes, no? That's a red flag, no? So of course, in other countries, I think in US nga, their debt to GDP went to as high as 120%. But right now, there's no panic button yet. But dun mo makikita, no? Based from their interviews, what will happen with our economy, no? Sabi niya, oh, 60% debt to GDP. That's okay because in other countries, they have around 70, 80%, 90%. Oh, di ba? He's not panicking, no? It looks like na there's no plan, no? He will just probably sit there, enjoy his life, and let his cabinet work, no? But there's no what we call sympathy, no? Unlike Lenny Robredo, no? Of course, 60% is quite challenging. We really need to lower it down. We need to improve the economy, blah, 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 blah. Uh, what from what I remember from BBM's interview, no, he plans to lower down uh, palay or rice to 20 pesos per kilo. That's only possible if you provide subsidy to our farmers. But other than that, you're killing the business of these farmers, no? Sabi nga sa feng shui, agriculture, agritech will boom. Is a good investment this year, no? So let's see, no? That's a problem, no? I've talked to several farmers and I pity them, no? Just imagine we are an agricultural country, but we keep on importing uh, rice and even agricultural products, no? If you check the Department of Agriculture, no, without naming names, uh, it's terrible, no? They keep on issuing importation permit, eh. Kaya, di ba? We have onions here. Why import, no? Di ba? From China, di ba? You're killing the business, eh. Oh, of course there are pros and cons to that, no, for every candidate, no, but I'm all out support to Lenny Robredo, no. So this like what I said, no, this national government debt, no, puts our debt to GDP at around 60.6%, above the 60% threshold, which is considered manageable by multilateral lenders for developing economies, no? So the next administration or the next president will have a little fiscal space, no? So yun nga, with the incoming president, no? He or she has to turn to the private sector for funding of certain projects, no? So at least to foster a conductive business climate, no? So yun nga, if you check your social media, they're thanking this administration for that uh, Cebu Bridge, no? But it's not a government project, it's a private project, no? No, talagang they're very close-minded na thank you Duterte because of that. I don't want to engage with them kasi talagang they're very, even if you throw facts to them, talagang they're very close-minded na, no? Uh, it's true that it happened during this administration, but it was funded by Metro Pacific, no, MPI. Uh, 'Di ba? And their argument na it only happened because Duterte made it happen, no? That's true, no? But it was funded by the private sector, no? Even the windmills in Ilocos is a private project, no? Why is Marcos claiming that? It's his job to approve that, no? Just imagine, yun nga, um, I watched his old video, no? He planned to use that land and develop it to a high-end golf course. No? Unfortunately, it's too windy there, no? And there's a private company. Sabi, why not put a windmill? Okay, well, let's put a windmill. As a governor, it's his job, no? Approved, no? Pero he took credits for that, no? It's now owned by ASEN, no? Ayala. Dati iba yun, UPC group yata yun, no? But yeah, that's a problem with their supporters. They're very close-minded. Ang hirap makipag-engage, no? I just hope na it's already May 9. So di ba? Matapos na election so we could move on with our lives. Ang dami na ng unfriend dyan, no? And I don't want to engage with them, no? They're very, no? So BBB, no, which is a build project, is different from a private partnership PPP, no? So the next administration will have a very tight space to uh, no, wala baon sa utang we need to borrow more, no, at least to keep the economy moving, no? On other news, no, unemployment rate last March, no, uh, is at the Philippines labor force participation rate is at 65.4%, which is higher than the preceding months of 63.8%, no? So employment rate in March was at 94.2%, which is higher than the preceding months 93.6%, no? So that's something we need to okay rin, no? What else, no? Did I miss something? On other news, no? If you notice, no, Ayala has been selling some of their projects. No? They're slowly diversifying from this risky business, no, highly regulated. Started in 2019, no, when they sold their Manila water to Razon. The past few weeks, months, no, they started selling their Muntinlupa Expressway to the Villar Group, and right now they're shopping their 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 project or their involvement in LRT1, no? But of course, Manny Pangilinan is interested because he plans to list uh, MPI toll road business by 2024, no? And the hospital business by 2025. But he's extra careful, no? It's election, no? We don't they want to elect we need leaders, no, not politicians. We need public servants, no. We all know na napag-initan sila, no. This administration is really against them, no. It's not favorable for them, no. unlike Dennis Uy, no? So that's a problem there. No? Of course, if BBM wins, more trouble for Ayala because Ayala is a known supporter of the Aquino family. Of course, they're playing safe. They're trying to build relationship with BBM, but it's a disaster for us, no? Because BBM can just seize any company he wants, no? If he declares martial law, no? Or at least he can force a company to seize control, no? Remember, ABS-CBN lost its franchise, no? Because they, the Congress failed us, no? If you check the issues thrown to ABS-CBN, it's baseless, no? BIR already said that they correctly paid their taxes, no? Tax avoidance is different from tax evasion, no? It's not their problem if they have a very good accountant compared to GMA, no? GMA 7, no? Yun yung isang issue eh. Why is ABS-CBN paying much lower taxes compared to GMA 7, no? That's tax avoidance. They're using tax incentives, tax shields, no? So, no? The other issue is the PDRs, no? Philippine Depository Receipts. That's legal. It's listed in PSE. That's even other countries are offering that. That's PDRs are the same with common shares, no? Pero wala ka lang voting rights, no? It's one way of raising funds, no? That's legal, no? But that's another issue. Tapos in the end, they voted to not renew the franchise of ABS-CBN, which uh, last aired 2 years ago. No, right now they're surviving, no, by airing through other channels, through other platforms, so YouTube, no. So I miss watching ABS-CBN shows, no. So it's been 2 years since I last watched television, no. So there's wala, no. Uh, there are some people who shifted to other channels, but ako, ibang platform, Netflix, Viva Max, no? Just imagine, no? I don't know any celebrity in GMA7, no? And, di ba? Barbie Fortesa, no? Just celebrated her 5th anniversary with the brother of Sanya Lopez, no? Si Sanya Lopez lang kilala ko kasi, di ba? Pretty pretty. Pero there's a love team pala na Jack B. I don't even know them, no? Mas sikat pa rin talaga si Katniel, no? Iba talaga pag ABS-CBN, no? Star Cinema, no? So that's the issue there. GSMI, no? Their first quarter revenues is up 11% year on year to around 12.6 billion, while net income is up 34% to 1.4 billion, driven by higher volume and innovative brand building, no? Nickel, no? First quarter revenues is up 17% year on year to 3.32 billion on the back of increased nickel prices. Net income is also up 80% year on year to 1.05 billion pesos, no? But what else, no? Aside from that, it's almost election. Our passcode for today is meeting the avance, no? So everyone is excited to participate, no? It's the last hurrah, no? So these are my fearless forecasts. If Lenny can attract at least 500,000 people tomorrow, then it will be a win for her, no? I'm expecting at least you're targeting 1 million, no? Remember Duterte won in 2016, no? He attracted around 500,000 people in his meeting de avance in Luneta, no? This meeting de avance of Leni Robredo in Makati is a symbolic one, no? Ang daming ano na yan, no? Daming it's a very rich history aside from the financial district, no? Aside from a financial district, no? It's symbolic, no? Even during the time of Cory Aquino, no? People from these buildings just threw confettis and etc. And the infamous Manila Pen siege also happened there. Several uprising, No? I'm just hoping for a peaceful election. We don't want any coup d'etat or political crisis. Let's respect the electoral process. No, but it looks like na there will be some cheating here. So let's monitor first. No? I don't think na it will be a close fight, I believe, no. I don't believe na BBM is getting 50%, no, of the voting population and Lenny is just getting 23%. Why? No? How can Lenny attract that much people, no, if she is just 23%, no? Parang imposible, no? So may the best man, woman win, no? But yun nga, remind ko lang sa inyo, no? We need a public servant, not a politician, no? It's easier to trade pag bull market, no? But right now, hirap, no? Anyway, what else? Web, no? Web continues to go up, no? It's up, but uh, it's driven by speculators, no? Of mostly retail yan. There's no institutional investors there, so pre-Duterte time, it's one of the best performing stocks. No, it went to as high as 20 something pesos. Uh, then Duterte, when Duterte was elected, he attacked Roberto Ongpin, being an oligarch. No, I want to destroy him because he's an oligarch, and that the stock suffered. No, Roberto Ongpin tried shopping his company, pero in the end, he sold it to his uh, protege, ally, no? Internal lipat lang pala yan, no? Kay Greggy Araneta, which is the brother-in-law of BBM, no? It continued to tank, and with what's going on, no? So they suspended Isabong, and of course the government is desperate for funds, no? So prior to that, no, the web also has some placements, no. Greggy Araneta infused some cash, no, for this company, so they're into e-bingo na. Of course, we cannot eradicate gambling totally, no. So but let's watch out, no? It's already the third day, so Tuesday we might have an idea of what will happen to the election, no. It will be a close fight, but if Lenny wins, then bye bye Web, no, and his other companies. But I believe that he will challenge, no, the result again, no. So that's the problem there, no. Even his there are other Marcos stocks out there, but mostly under his father's cronies, no. For one, even LTG is a Marcos stock, no? PAL, no? Syempre, PNB. BKR is owned by Romualdez. Mark Ventures is owned by his cousin, no? Romualdez Rembenguet, no? Prim. Yun, no? Even GMA7, no? Amy Marcos is claiming that they own GMA7. San Miguel, no? Being a Danding Cojuangco stock, no, which he used the government funds to purchase that, no, using Coco Levy fund, no. So one way or another, it's all connected, no. So good luck to us, no. So meeting Devance, no. What else, no? It's almost election, no. People are getting anxiety attack na, no? Gaaway-away na. Espinek, no? It's up there, no? I'm monitoring it. It had a breakdown, pero it continues to stay above 1 peso and 50 centavos, no? Apparently, conglomerates are underperforming. Will this tendency change after the election? The right question is almost everything is down, no, because of uncertainty, no. So if there's a political crisis, then bye bye Philippine market, no. Just imagine if we have another EDSA 3, EDSA 4, no. 20 years ago, no, we ousted uh, Joseph Estrada, and and what's the right term, no? Replace He was replaced by Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, no? The stock market fell during his time, no? We don't want any issue like that, no? Just imagine, no? They're connected, no? You can't remove stock market and politics, no? Ito, John Peter Jimenez. Hi, Prof. Just curious about SPNX disclosure. They are negotiating with banks for securities, then gagawin nilang collateral yung IPO proceeds for that. Can you explain more of that? Just FYI, tagal ko nag-antay sa isang channel mo. Dito ka na pala nag-upload. Kala ko naglaylo ka muna. Sabi mo walang galaw market. Anyway, happy to hear from you again. Thank you, no? Yeah, no? It was supposed to... Anyway, I'm using this at least to grow this channel. Then, once I hit around few thousand subscribers, I plan to put my food and uh, travel videos here, tapos dun sa kabila yung mga stock market, no? But uh, sorry for the confusion. I plan to grow this channel rin, no? With regards to SPNEC, no, of course, with market conditions like this, it looks like they will defer the IPO, or at least the stock rights offering, no? Remember, like what I told you months before, no, we need to manage our expectation. It will take some time for that asset for share swap. The earliest time that they can do that will probably around third or fourth quarter this year, after they increase their authorized capital stock, which in my experience, it's taking around at least 8 months, no? So prior to that, no, they are planning to do a mini stock rights offering by June. But with conditions like this, who will buy their stock rights offering? There's no appetite, no? The only time, if SPNEC is at 2 pesos, then tuloy yung SRO niya at 150 or 160, but it's now below the stock rights offer price, no? So they will just probably defer that. Same with other listed companies who's planning to raise some funds, no? Felix, no? There's no demand, So, but business as usual, no? So, Leandro Leviste, no? In which yun nga, brother niya got involved in an open letter, no? Mother's Day pa naman sa Sunday, no? Disowned her mother, no? I don't think no mother deserves that treatment, but we don't know the whole story. It looks like na yun na lang yung tipping point, no? It's been quite some time since he last saw her mother. It's been at least 10 years. So we don't know the whole story there. But anyway, for Leandro Leviste, no, it's Leandro is the favorite ni Loren, no. Anyway, he's borrowing money from banks. No? So like what I said, it's very cheap to borrow money from banks right now, especially your projects into renewable, no. Even other banks are already discouraging financing or lending for coal projects by at least the next 10 years na, no? So this is renewable, no? They might attract preferred rate for that, no? That's with regards to collateral. Sila na bahala mag-usap doon, but we're not surprised, no? That's legal, no? Even other listed companies are doing that, no? So it really depends na lang kung ano yung collateral. They can use the shares, no, against the borrowings, no? And that's convertible loan rin. Pwede rin, no? Depends, no? Gaming Central, Prof, can SPNEC do a private placement instead of stock rights offer? They need that SRO shares as an additional to the public float to prevent voluntary suspension after the asset for share swap. I agree with you, no? That's why they need to increase their authorized capital stock first, no? Before doing that asset for share swap that will trigger voluntary trading suspension, no, if the public float falls below 10%, no. With regards to the private placement, it's a private deal. Of course they can do that, no. Right now they still have around few billion shares, no, reserved for that mini stock rights offering. Of course they can cancel that and just proceed for a private placement, no. Why not, no? Of course, that's a good news, no. Of course, the bad news there, it will be done at a discount price, no. With If the market price is at 1 peso and 54 centavos, I don't think the investor will come at 2 pesos, no? So most likely at IPO price 1 peso. But what's good here is GSIS bought a big block at 170, 171. That's around 200 million shares, and they're not done buying. It looks like na they're supporting the price, no? Talaga they're just weeding out the weak hands here, no? Diba? Gaming Central, invest wisely. Salamat sa shoutout. Did not expect gagawin mo isa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, so, name recall na tawag dyan, no? Kayo naman yung sumusuporta sa channel na to. So, thank you very much, no? Gerger, vote wisely. Ito, out of total earnings, how degree depend earnings from export to China? They're the biggest market for us, no? So as long as they continue to source market for us, as long as we have a good relationship with them, then tuloy lang yan, no? Why web surge as much as 50% in only 3 days? No, it's a speculative play because market is already anticipating that BBM will win, and there's a shift. The market is already anticipating that Duterte suspended Isabong to favor another player out there. That's his playbook there, no? He destroyed one crony, you know. He destroyed one oligarch only for him to create another oligarch, no? Which companies in PSEI are independent from China market, no? So it's all about flows, eh, if you're talking about index, no? So it's all about supply and demand. But if you're talking about the whole Philippine stock market, then uh, those domestic uh, those who have no liquidity, no, they're very independent, no? Just imagine we have around 200 listed companies out there, and some of them they don't even have a trade, no? So pwedeng they're they're independent from China, no? So WM, Blueberry, Albert Bacsal, Ronnie Hartwell, Jason Chan. Kasi ito, Ricardo Atiliano. Can Espinec cancel its stock rights and just borrow from the banks? The right word is probably they will defer, no? Of course, they need that stock rights offering to increase their public float para to raise funds, no? Of course, they can do the private placement, no? They can they just borrow money from the banks? Of course, they can, no? With market conditions like this, ako kahit mismo, I will not sell at a discount price na. It's very cheap right now, no? Just imagine the asset for share swap will happen at 2 pesos and 50 centavos, no? It's a final price, eh. It's not up to 2 pesos and 50 centavos, no? Those are two different statements there. They already peg the asset for share swap at 2 pesos and 50 centavos. So they already made an independent valuations for that. So even at 150 is already cheap. It's just a poor market conditions, no? So defer, pwede. Ricardo Atiliano, ERC, again, thank you very much for listening, no? So meeting the avance, no? Vote wisely, invest wisely. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.